Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy JY. Here with the deck profile for you guys. So, this weekend I went to two regionals. I went to Cardiff Regional in Wales, had about 150 people. I went 5-2 and then dropped after round seven. And then Sunday I went to Cheltenham Regional and I went 3-2 and dropped after round five. Not great results, but I played a really cool deck. Like overall, I went like 8-4, so not really a good record. But I do want to show the deck I played because it is a new format, and everyone's asking me what am I playing right now, and it's not PK. Like, I'm sorry guys, I've betrayed the squad. I'm not playing Phantom Knights right now. Basically, I was trying to figure out how to make the PK deck good, and because I just wasn't happy with how the deck functioned with the Brave engine. Like, it kind of made you more vulnerable to droplets. Your bricks were way worse. So it's funny I talk about bricks because the deck I play is like crazy bricky, but it's also like it has a lot of potential as well. So I guess I'll show you guys, what I was playing, and yeah. So the deck is basically Tenyi, Sword Soul, Red Rose Dragon, like Synchro, Halki Firebrax, Brave Engine as well. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. The deck was good, like really hard to play as well. I did make some misplays with the deck. I wasn't playing it the best because I basically picked it up Thursday. So like throughout the few weeks I've been trying to figure out how to make the PK deck good, but I just couldn't figure it out. So literally like on Wednesday I messaged Gramps and I was like, Gramps is my sponsor by the way for cards, also like the guy who taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, one of my closest friends. And yeah, basically I was like, yo Gramps, I give up, give me a deck to play, just build my deck, because the last week he was looking at this Sword Soul Tenyi Synchro deck. And like there were some people like Sebastian Todd, Dead EV7, he was playing it, and a few other players were playing it as well. So on Dueling Books, so he was kind of liking that deck. So he pretty much built it, and he made some kind of adjustments, and this is kind of what he came to. I contributed like a little bit where I could. But yeah, he taught me the combos. Like I barely even knew how to combo, but you made it work. I'm going to show you some basic combos as well and what you can do with this deck. But yeah, let's just get started into the deck profile. Okay, so for the monsters, so I'm going to go through each. The way the profile is going to work, like it's going to be like separated into like all the sort of engines, I guess. So for the first part will be the Tenyis. So 3 Shuna, 3 Adhara, and 3 Vishuddha. So basically maxing out on the Tenyis. They're all really good. And you'll see that basically I play Small World in the deck, and Small World lets the Tenyis be bridges to like loads of different cards, which is really cool. I can just show you some examples as well. So that's the Sword Soul engine. So basically like because we play Red Rose, you can synchro with these. You can make fiber with these as well. Yeah, it's hard to explain because the deck does some weird combos. So then for the Sword Soul package, 1 Moyi, 1 Long Young, 1 Taya, and 1 Blackout. Basically small engine because you go like the Auroradon route. So Auroradon into Taya. Taya will go into, Auroradon into Yazi, and Yazi into Taya, and Taya will go into Chi-Chao, which will get you Blackout, all this, and then you also have the option to go into this if you draw a worm, or you can also send this if you draw a worm when you make a Baxia and then bring this back to just continue making like loads of monsters. But that's the Sword Soul package, and then for the Brave engine, we've got 3 copies of Water Girl, and basically 1 Foolish, which is an extra Water Girl. It can also be a Shuna as well. And it can be Fairy Tale Snow. Yes, there is Fairy Tale Snow in this deck. Yeah, one of my favorite cards. I got to resolve it. I made some cool plays. Like, yeah, I'll explain what I did with her once we get to her. So, yeah, Foolish Burial. Pretty much always get an Aquamancer. Or, sorry, what's her name? Enchantress. But yeah, pretty insane. Hope you appreciate the rarities of this deck as well. The rarities are pretty insane. 3 right. Really good. Except when you draw your Fateful or your Griffin or the Equips. So the thing is, this is not so bad to draw if you draw it with a level 3 tuner, because you can make Baron in combo, or you can just make Fiber. But it just feels so bricky sometimes to like be drawing these cards, especially like these two, because it just makes your Brave Engine like less value, like you plus up it way less. But yeah. And then we have the Red Rose package, 3 Red Rose Dragon, and 1 Rox Rose, and 1 Basil Shoot. The one cool thing about this is that, like, even if you draw the Garnets, I think there's a game where I drew both of these, you're still able to combo, like, if you're able to, synchro with this, because this summons from hand or deck, this, would add this, and then this summons from hand or grave. So it's pretty cool that you're able to combo even if you draw these. But yeah, this card is so insane. Like, if you synchro with it, it gives you 2 free monsters. So you either get a free Needle Fiber, or there is routes where you can make a Cherubini, but unfortunately we don't play Cherubini in this deck. I was trying to figure out some PK lines with this card, because you can just make Baron into Cherubini, which is pretty insane, or just do some crazy stuff if you can like Fiber into it as well. But there's so many routes. But again, these two are quite bricky, so there's like, brick city right here. That's just my opinion, but the deck is good. The deck is still is a good deck. Like, I really miss the days where you only had to play 1 Gen like Garnet and you were just chilling. Like, nowadays you got to play all these engine requirements. It's kind of rough, like 1 Garnet, 1 Cobra. Come on, man. Like, I don't need to be playing like 10 Garnets in my deck, man. Like Celestial, Dasher, it's just too many. It's too many, man. But yeah, now one of the best cards in the deck, and one of the best cards in the game, actually. It kind of sucks that everyone is maining Lancia, because a few times some people did Lancia me and I had this in my hand and it was kind of rough. But this card is so good because it pretty much lets you get any card in your deck. Like, there's been multiple times where I use this to search Ash Blossom, and you can use it to search your Red Rose. And I guess I can explain some of the bridges now. So because Red Rose has like 18 defense, it matches the defense of Moye. So Moye also has 18 defense. So you can banish like some examples. Basically, you can banish any Tenyi. So any of your Tenyis will get you to Red Rose, because a Tenyi just has a worm in common with the Moyi, and then the Moyi has the same defense as Red Rose. So revealing any Tenyi, you bridge Moyi into this, which is pretty insane. And there's loads of other routes as well that you can take. And I guess while we're on the topic, for example, let's say you banish. A lot of times during the end phase, you'll Adhara back an Ashuna to your hand, and if you have Small World, you can Small the Ashuna, and then just banish another Adhara from your deck. So the only thing they have in common is the fact they're worms. And then since it has 0 attack, you can add yourself Ash Blossom, which is another really cool line as well. So you can see here the only thing that these two have in common is the fact that they're worms, different attributes, different levels, different attack stats. And again, the only thing these have in common here is the fact they have 0 attack. Different defense, different types, and then different attributes as well. So yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, so it's pretty insane. Okay, so that's just some examples, but there are loads of other examples of different things you can small wood into. And I never, honestly, I'll be real with you, like, this card was just too complicated for me to actually, like, not too complicated, but like, because I played Phantom Knights, like, that was a deck I was playing for regionals, I didn't really focus on other decks much, just because I enjoyed that deck, and I had a pretty good list for that, that short time before like Sword Soul became super dominant. So I didn't really look at other decks, but this card is like really, really good. Like, I'm pretty sure like this holds the key to many future decks. Like, I didn't realize how amazing this card was. The fact that it lets you get any hand trap, and yeah, it's really good. But yeah, so that's Small World. And then we have 1 Fairy Tale Snow, my baby girl, off the ban list. I had to that was the kind of appeal of this deck, the fact I could play Fairy Tale Snow. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so 1 Snow, and then 1 001 for the Aurora Dawn, Needle Fiber into Aurora Dawn combos. So yeah, that is 2 more bricks. I mean, I did draw this a few times, which sucked. I drew this as well. Like, the cool thing is, like, you can still like do stuff. You can still like, special Tenyi, normal this, make Chi Chow, and like go from there. and do stuff with snow as well. But yeah, the only downside is like you can't just normal snow and use the effect because of right. But yeah, it's just extra bricks. And also a cool thing is you can actually use like the snow as a bridge as well, which is quite nice. And then we have 3 Forbidden Droplets for non-engine. It's just one of the best cards in the game. Nothing more to say about it, really. Just the card is absolutely cracked. And then for hand traps, we went for 2 Ash, 2 Ghost Bell, and then 2 Ogre. But then to complement the Ogres, we had 3 Teleport as an extra free tuner. And also, like, if you're facing against an Appaloosa or even Griffin, for example, you can E-Tele for Ogre, and then your Ogre's just chilling. So whenever they try to Griffin you, you can just send Ogre to destroy the Griffin, because Griffin actually has to shuffle itself back into the deck in order to be able to negate. So it's quite good against the Brave Engine. And then also, if you just draw Ogre, you can just Ogre Adventure. But if I'm honest, the hand traps were just very average. Like, very, very average. Like, this negated, like, I think 3 Aquamancers or 3, Water Girls. What's her name? Incantress. I keep getting that name. I literally called her Water Girl the entire day. The Water Temple. Or Temple. I don't know what we're going to call her. Like, what abbreviated name are we going to give this girl? I literally called her Water Girl the entire weekend. But yeah, basically, like, Bell negated Water Girl, but the problem is they have 4 of the cards just a full combo, which is what I didn't really like. And then Ash was just Ash. It was pretty decent at times, but they were all just so average. And the problem was, like, if you hand trap them and then they still make like a decent board, the problem is you're probably gonna have like 1 Garnet in your hand. So like it's just hard to like break boards. Like, if you draw like all good engine or like like a broken sided card like Dark Ruler, then or even Droplets, then yeah, sure, you can play through stuff. But yeah, it's I don't know what I'll do about these. But the main things these functioned as was tuners, really. Like, I summoned these a bunch, like normal summon them just to synchro. Like, for example, one time I had Ash in my hand and I just didn't Ash my opponent's like he used the spell Nadir Servant. I didn't even Ash Nadir Servant because I needed the Ash as a tuner, but luckily I didn't, because I had another way to deal with Schism, so I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, like, a lot of times I would like not want to hand trap because I needed to prevent. I needed the card as a tuner to play on the following turn. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how I'll go forward about this, because you really need ways to like hand trap and like you need ways to interrupt your opponent. Ways, especially against PK, you need ways to stop Scythe. Against Brave, you need not against Brave PK, for example. No, I mean Brave Prank Kids, which is also PK. Against Prank Kids, you need a way to stop them as well, and like it's hard. So I don't know what I'll change. I'm not even sure if I play this deck going forward, but I just wanted to showcase the deck just so people can see what I play this weekend. So that is the main deck, 45 cards, and then for the extra, so we got our tokens. By the way, all this pimping stuff, right? All these high rarity, all these cool things. Also, like, check out his deck box. This is all belongs to Gramps. Sometimes he hooks me up with the goo, just so he can like flex through me on others. And then we have 2 Needle Halky Firebreaks, or Needle Fiber. I'm still using the OCG name. You need 2 because the second one does come up. If your first one gets stopped, you can make another on the following turn and grind with it. And there's some really cool applications because we play some tuner synchros you can go into. 1 Auroradon, 2 Monks for the Tenyi engine, so that's the links. 1 Formula Synchron. This was good. So basically, like, if you get like ashed on this, if you have like another monster on board, you can, on your opponent's turn, calc into Formula and synchro into other stuff. There's a few options, like sometimes you can like synchro Chi-Chow and this into Baron. And yeah, there's other options as well. 1 Herald, this is really good because it stops droplets as well. Like I remember one game against like a Tri-Brigade Bird deck, was one of my losses, Game 3, he made this with the Fabled Cherub and Kiraz, which he searched both of them through Omen and Nerval, and made this with like an Appaloosa, double Dragon Lords, and I just wasn't able to push through it because of this card, because it stops my droplets having value because I can't send like a monster from hand. I had to specifically send a monster from field, which was rough. One shooting Riser Dragon. This is another target that you can jump into off the Halki Fibrax. And the cool thing is that it sends Fairy Tale Snow. So you're always able to send Snow through this. And then just like the most combos, you'll send Snow and then just make Halki Fibrax with it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's just a cool card. Like one game I had like a Brave token and Halki Fibrax. And I literally like Fibrax into this, and I sent the Water Girl because she's a 3 to make this level 4, and then Synchro with this and a Brave token to make like a Chi Chow on my opponent's turn, to like get a search and be able to like grind for the next turn, which was pretty cool. And I had to basically banish my Chi Chow for Snow that I already like hard drew. It was such a so many crazy games and crazy plays. But yeah, for the synchros, the one Chi Chow, one Yazi, this is for the combos. Like a lot of times you'll Yazi and then Aurodon pop it to like combo off and to your Sword mini engine. Two Baxia, which actually does come up because, when you're going second and stuff, you can OTK with this. And yeah, it's really good as well. And then one of the new Long Young. So this card is actually really good. I think it's better than Chen Ying, which we play one of in a lot of situations. Like the issue I have with Chen Ying is that like you need another card to trigger it. Like you need either Blackout or you need like Fairy Tale Snow or a way to banish in order to like get value off it. But with this guy, like he's actually just like a threat. Like if they activate like a spell, like Adventurer or any field spell, for example, like you can just banish it and do damage as well. And if they special summon, you get to banish it. So the fact that it deals with two things. And also the fact that it lets you extend as well. So like if you summon this and then Synchro, you get to draw. It's like a mini librarian. It's pretty dope. Like I think it's a really good card, really powerful. And for example, there's been situations where like I put my opponent on very low life and wasn't able to kill them, but I just ended on this. So then if they try to special summon, they just lose. So or try to activate a spell, they just lose. It's almost like back in the day when you would play Mermails. And you'd make the Red Eyes Xyz. Can't remember what it's called, but you'd make the Red Eyes Xyz that burns 500 anytime they activate something, which is pretty cool. And the last card is the One Baron, which is one of the best synchros in the game. Almost like replaced Boral Load Savage Dragon, but really good synchro. So yeah, that's the extra deck. The thing is, there is actually a lot you could change with this. There's so much like things that you can do. So yeah, and also just while we're at it, admire the sleeves. These are some pretty dope sleeves as well. Yeah, Scraps is always coming through with the pimp and stuff. So yeah, these are some pretty dope Dragon Ball sleeves. Okay, now for the side deck, the divider. If you guys want to see, look at that Kaiba with the green ass, the green hair, and yeah, looks pretty dope. Okay, so 3 Dark Blue Normal. Basically, any combo deck, it just beats it. Especially like Sword Soul. All the Sword Soul combos pretty much lose to this. And if they don't have Blackout, it's just free because their board just doesn't do anything anymore. And then 3 Super Poly. This is for like PK. It's also for Prank Kids, which is also PK. So PKX2. Yeah, just it outs their board. But we're going into the Draco Stapelia. Because it gets rid of the fusion and a dark. So the thing about this, like against PK, for example, like you can Super Poly Rusty and their DPE make this, and then this can actually like negate their Griffin. It's because once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, place one Predator counter on it. And if it's level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1, blah, blah, blah. But the second part is negate the activate effects of your opponent's monsters that have Predator counters. So if they try to like activate Griffin, you just go, okay, chain effect to put a Predator counter on this monster. And now since it has a Predator counter, its effect is negated. So yeah, it's pretty dope that it's like negate as well. So even if it stays on the board as well, it's just like a threat for your opponent, which is really cool. Whereas like the Starving Venom is just a vanilla. So this actually like deals with, you know, a lot. And also deals with invoked as well. So like it has a matchup, like applications against like 3 pretty big matchups, which is really cool. Although I think like it can be played around. For example, if you're playing PK, you can like pop Rusty and Verte and just keep DP on the board to play around it and not have another Dark. There you go, I'm spilling the goo. And then we have 2 Lightning Storms as generic removal. 1 Harpies Feather Duster. This is for because skill drains back in the format at 3, so we really have to respect back row decks. 3 Cosmics and 1 Reboot again because we really have to respect back row decks. Just because skill drain is so powerful, and yeah, like Flunderee's got a boost as well. So Flunderee's got the new quick play spell that lets them like dodge hand traps and makes the deck way more consistent than it used to be. So it's just important just to respect those decks. And also we're in a diverse meta because, you know, the format just started. So yeah, and Cosmic is mainly because Scythe. At least you have extra outs to Scythe. Even though Griffin can negate it, but like if you basically draw like 2 side deck cards together, or like a hand trap and a side deck card, then you can actually like, you know, break through the PK board and beat them going second. And then the last one is 1 Pancratops. Cool thing about this, it tributes its cost. So since it tributes its cost, you can actually like destroy stuff like skill drain. So which is pretty cool. Like if you know draw this in the grind game and they have like Golden Lord and a trap, you can just special and tribute and pop skill drain. And it's just really good removal as well. Like it's diverse. You can be playing against a bunch of different decks, so it's nice to be able to force stuff. And also with this deck, it's level 7. So level 7 and like Red Rose. So like if you go in second and you draw these 2, you don't even have to maybe not even use the Pancratops. You can just combo into Baron and do your whole full like, you know, synchro combo. So that's a pretty cool application there. So that is the deck profile. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll do a combo video after this as well, so stay tuned. That'll be coming soon, just showing you just some cool combos that you can do with the deck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I right now on my mind, all I want to do is summon Chaos Ruler, mill 5, overlay for the new Zombie XZs and mill 4 more and make Curious and just go off. So I'm going to try to figure out what I can do with that. And just experiment, because the format's still open. Like Lunar Lights are really cool. I want to see if I can find something with that. There's so many like avenues you can take, so many like cool cards. It kind of sucks that Scythe is a bit like of a hindrance on the format because you have to build your deck to counter Scythe. But I guess we're just going to deal with it for the next few months until they get rid of Scythe. But for now, I'm just making the most of it. The deck is quite fun to play as well. You know, one of my favorite plays ever. Right, it was basically I've never ever done this before in a game, so I just want to show you because of how happy it made me. Like it actually made my day, I think. So basically, my opponent had Ash and Gamma, right? So, and my board was Brave Token, and it was where's my extra deck? So it was my board was Brave Token, Hulk. So Brave Token, Hulk, and Snow Engrave, yeah. And my opponent ashed. I had Baron. So Baron was here, and I basically, you know, had Baron, attempted to use Fiber, Firex, and then I go, they ash it, so I'm like Baron negate, and then they gammon the Baron, right? So it's Engrave. And I already had made Shooting Riser before I made the Fiber. So I already had Snow in the graveyard, right? I did quite a cool play to put Snow, make the Shooting Riser before making the Fiber Axe, and I had Snow Engraved, right? And then on my opponent's turn, right, I used the Fiber once I was able to special summon Formula Synchron and drew a card, and then they summoned a monster, so I summoned Snow to book one of their monsters, and then it was like, I had these 3 on the board, and I literally felt like I was Yusei Fudo in the anime. I was like, the lines all popped up, and I was like, Synchro Shokan! Like, Level 8 Synchro Monster
スターダストドラゴンにレベル2シンクロチューナーフォーミュラーシンクロンをチューニング。強いし夢の結晶が新たな進化の扉を開く。光さす道となれ。アクセルシンクロ。消えた。将来せよシューティングスタードラゴン。
Like I legit, I was on a motorcycle, I was on my dual runner. I was in that moment, I was in the anime. I swear to God, I was so gassed, and I was like, "It is time to perform a synchro summon on your turn." Like I've never done that. Like I don't think I've ever in a tournament match synchroed on my opponent's turn. I was so excited, and I was like, "Okay, it's time for me to synchro." My opponent scooped. Like they already used the Ash and Gamma against me. I had 4 left in hand. Snow booked one of their monsters, and then they wouldn't be able to deal with the like me making a synchro. Yeah, it was a cool moment, really cool moment for me. So that's kind of like the highlight of my time playing this deck. Yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment video coming soon. Like and subscribe for more. Peace out.